I have a question for Justin Cortez because I have a brother who's younger than me. I don't know why I'm using his voice, but
Okay.
so he came to me with a question which I could not really understand, so I thought of Justin.
Okay.
So he was like, "Yo, Dennis, stop breathing so heavy. I know you." This guy's freaking nose, man. I'm sorry. Well, that was me. Now I feel bad. I didn't mean to say it like that.
Stop breathing.
But Dennis knows he
I need to tell a man to stop breathing.
Dennis says that all the time. He's like, bro, I freaking knows, dude. He says that. But so the question was, he was like, the football, the people, the popular quote unquote kids, the cooler kids, whatever. He's like, a lot of them are doing drugs or acting dope, crazy, dude, or doing stupid things.
Of course.
I mean, it's vibing for you, not vibing when you're 12.
I'm just kidding.
I know, but I'm saying
when you're like trying to figure shit out, yeah.
Yeah, so he came to me with that, and he was like, "Oh, how do you like pick friends, or how do you like know?" You know, he was just like confused about stuff like that. So then for me, luckily, my friend group is right here, and none of you guys are like that. You know what I mean? And Claude was someone who's very like, go study, you know, and like that was the biggest homie throughout high school. So for me, I never had to like. First of all, I wasn't popular, so I didn't have to deal with like the popular crowd or whatever. And I wasn't in sports, so I didn't have to deal with my teammates or whatever doing it. So I was just like, basically, like, you know what's right and wrong, and you have to do that, and you have to pick the right friends and really just think about that. That was the advice I could give him. And this is also a two-part question because I want to know what you guys do when you give advice on things you don't have experience with. But so then I came to you, Justin, as I thought of maybe you can shed some light on that situation.
Okay. Well, I think the advice you gave first off was like is good advice where it's like, yeah, you know from right from wrong. And like who you surround yourself with, it builds who like the type of person you're gonna be, kind of thing. That's something like my parents always told me too, where it's like your surroundings build you up more than like your actual decisions. But it's outside influence and whatever. So I think that's good advice. As far as like actually choosing, like as long as people see like that like weakness or that like unsurety, that's not a word, but uncertainty. Yes, that's what
it was in college, ladies.
That's what I said, bro. People can sense that uncertainty. So as long as like you know what you want to do and like what path you want to take, like, and you like speak with your chest kind of thing, where it's like, nah, like I don't do that, or like, nah, I'm cool, like I'm chilling. Like I feel like most people will respect that, unless they're just grinding. They're just like, yo, like they're hammering into you. That's the experiences I've had where people are just like, respect, like, all right, like they might offer to be like nice or whatever. But then that goes into like another thing where it's like the misery, like Chloe said before, for whatever, it was like miseryless company. I don't know if I believe 100% in that. Like, yeah, I think like, yeah, if you're doing your own thing, like you want somebody there with you so you don't feel lonely. That's a whole another thing too. But yeah, like as long as you speak with your chest and like you know what kind of path you want to take. Me personally, I've never had, well, I wouldn't say I never, but like I've never saw myself as taking that certain route where all those distractions would be there. There's just like too many things that I want to do. That, and I've said before, like I have that addictive personality. So it's like, if I get into something, then I'm just all straight in, and then that'll distract me from the 20 other things and plans that I have, So that's what I would say.
I don't know. Maybe it was just funny. Like, I guess I was just like him, but like I guess we're all just like immature and stupid. But I don't know. It's weird because like he's on teams and stuff, and it's like I guess he's cool and he's tall, so maybe he's getting away. He keeps, yo, Brian, bro, if I get a girl in like 2 weeks, bro, will you bring me to her house? I'm like, what is wrong with you? I keep saying that to him, right? He's like, bro, but what if she has like a sister that's like 24. I know you like them older women, bro. Like, why are you trying to set me up right? Like, don't make me knock you out. Like, what's wrong with you?
He knows you need the help.
Apparently, bro.
Yo.
Shut up.
Oh, boy.
This guy is
This guy's funny, bro.
He's just a clown, honestly. He just does dumb stuff. Like, he broke his phone and it's like it's at 90% and it drops to 10. And he hasn't told anyone this. So like every time people call him,
he's like, "Hey, what's up?" Damn.
That literally happens every day. So he just walks around with a charger all the time. Like, yo, what? Can you tell someone your phone is broken? He's like, nah, bro, it's fine. But anyway, can you in 2 weeks? Do you think you could drop me off? What's wrong with this guy?
Bro, he's smart. He's setting plans. Because it's like if he asks you now, you say no. He still has time to
wear me down.
No. It's still time to like find another like route. You know, it's like if it's not you, it's his boy. So
as the boys, it's the MTA.
Just be happy you're the first line of defense.
Yeah,
maybe you're the third. I don't know. He won't tell
you. Gotta say
probably.
yes, Brian. You gotta say yes.
Bro, the man don't have no women.
Why not?
I've seen his DMs. It's all like chicks with 300,000 subscribers. I mean, followers. Like, hey, how are you?
The man's is DMing the IG models with the OnlyFans link in the bio. Is that what he's doing?
What's wrong with you?
He puts the hey LOL in the comments, bro.
What's wrong with this guy?
The eyes of
Yo.
I don't know. This guy, he's just funny.
This guy's good, bro.
All right, but how do you give advice when you feel like you don't know about something? I think this is a easy question to answer, but like, is it just you do what you think is best, or do you try to like put yourself in that person's shoes or whatever? You know what I mean? I don't know, because it kind of comes up a lot when you're the oldest. So like they're gonna ask you things. I love how Paul is slumped, but Paul, we're coming to your segment soon. Don't worry. But yeah, what do you guys do? Giving advice? Do you like it?
I don't give advice to people, so don't really ask me. I'm just kidding.
That's another thing too. Yeah, like, are you the one? Do you stance yourself as one who gives advice, or get advice, or whatever?
I mean, usually with something where I don't even know, I'll probably direct them to the right person. But in your case, Brian, you can't really do that. I mean, I guess you did do that by asking Justin, and then you could then relay that information to your brother. So that's probably smart. That's probably something I do. Or I just use my brain because I think I'm a smart person, and go based off that, to be honest with you. But it's interesting as an individual now, where it's funny because as a college freshman, and when you're trying to do like finance or accounting things, you hit up seniors and juniors about like, hey, how'd you get this internship? How'd you get this job? And now I have freshmen asking me those questions, and how they can prepare. And it's just like, oh, it's like the circle of life almost, where you're, you were seeking information. Now you're
You're in that ecosystem now.
Yeah, I was trying to do a play on words there. I couldn't figure it out, but
He's not a rapper.
But yeah, use your brain.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like you can always pull from some kind of experience that you've had.
Yeah.
Not even if it doesn't directly relate, there's got to be some kind of connection or similar experience that you can pull from to give advice. And I hate the advice is like, if you don't know what to answer, you just be like, yo, just follow your heart, bro. Yeah. Just
because that's what I feel like I said with the, like, what's right or wrong. I feel like giving generic advice isn't always
beneficial,
helpful. And I feel like and then one of the persons I had the semester, for some reason he was like discussing things. He's like, I learned a long time ago, never give advice to people because they're not going to listen to you and they're just going to do what they want anyway. So I was like, which in my experience of giving advice to people is what happens. So it's like, I think it might be a little different when it's like a sibling where it's like you can really think. But then, I mean, this is what I talk to you guys a lot with the pressure of being like an older sibling where you have to like, you do have an effect in like shaping your sibling life,
absolutely.
Which is like strange, especially in my family where my parents just always direct me like, it's your brother. I'm like, it's your son, but whatever.
See, okay, so that advice, I think it works if it's you initiating the advice. that was confusing. That quote that you said, I think that relates to if you're initiating the advice. Like if somebody's just talking and you're just like, oh, let me give you some advice, like blah 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 blah. Like people are just gonna do what they want to do anyway. Yeah. But if somebody's approaching you, asking you for advice, I think that's totally different. That means that they're unsure. They might have one idea in mind, but ultimately they're still able to be swayed. Yeah, they're still deciding. Yeah. So that's why they come to you. And I think like if somebody comes to you asking for advice, like that's like the ultimate like trust thing too. So I don't think you can. Well, I mean, you could give bad advice, but um, but even like generic advice, like there can be some kind of like initial. That's why it's generic, because it's like there's some truth to it, I think. So it's like the way you say like, oh, just like you know what you want to do. That kind of just comes down to, all right, just be confident. Be confident in your decision. Don't like back down and be easily influenced. You know.
Definitely.
So I think it still works.